Hello, everybody. This is Teany Hidalgo, your purpose coach, and today is your dose of revolutionary content that encourages you to ignite your power through your purpose. And I have an amazing guest today, a wonderful young lady, Brenda Ramos. Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everyone.
I'm so excited to have you on again.
Oh my gosh,
Yay! It's been a
Tiani,
while. I've
it's
missed
it's
you.
thank you so much. I have missed you. I watch you all the time. And I really love your posts. I love your vids, and so I am so happy that we are here reconnecting and going deep.
Yeah. The light in me honors the light in you.
Ah.
I just got a postcard with that. I loved it. I thought you might appreciate it too.
Yeah, I switch that word up every now and then from the light to the snob or the introvert or whatever I'm feeling in the moment
I love that.
or the genius, you
That's a
know.
way to spin it. I love it. I love it. Love it. All right. So for those of you who are joining, we have a couple people. Jennifer says hello. Jennifer Joanne Williams.
Hey, Jennifer.
Hi there. Thank you guys for joining, and feel free to post questions if you have any questions for Brenda. In the meantime, I want to give you a little snippet of who Brenda is. Shall I?
Yes, please.
Okay, so Brenda is a life coach, meditation teacher, and movement facilitator with over 20 years of experience helping people remember and reconnect to their authentic whole self. I love that. Through meditation, mindfulness exercises, and dance, her clients learn to love, accept themselves as they are, and take aligned action to experience anything their heart desires. I love that. Let that sink in, y'all. Let that
Yes.
sink in.
Savor that. Savor that. Yeah.
I love that. And I love that you've invited us to your home and that we're going to do a little meditation later.
Welcome to where I meditate. Hold on. I'll show you my, it's a kind of a mess right now. Apologies. But I'm gonna flip it around. That's
Oh, I
my little
love it.
altar. And literally
Love it.
I have invited you into where I practice. So this is a safe
Yes.
space, y'all.
So, amen, whatever you do. Casa de Ramos, Jennifer says. That's right. Okay, so today I want to deep dive. Every one of these is going to be about a specific topic. And I wanted you to be on the show because one of the things I really want to impart in people this year, especially after everybody does their resolutions, their goals, their vision boards, and all this stuff, is really how can we be most in alignment, present, and available to what the universe has to offer us in 2020. Yeah.
Mm.
So, that said, let's get into a little bit of who you are and where you come from. She is in New York, by the way, y'all. If you want to ever catch one of her classes, we'll get into that a little bit later. So, like I said, I love having you. This is the second time she's on my show. And the last time you were on, I think you had just transitioned into doing this work. So now, like, I feel like you're a seasoned veteran. Like, you've been
Do
doing this a while.
yes, yes. We've been doing it for a while, both of us.
Yeah, yeah.
And I always feel, or I tend to understand that as deeply as we have ventured into this field, the deeper we go, the more we understand that there's more to understand.
Always, never ending.
And so,
Once you reach a
yeah,
goal, there's more.
oh, there's so much more, and there's so much more that we learn about ourselves. And meditation has been really the way that I have been able to get to know myself on a very deep, intimate level and appreciate myself, appreciate even the little parts of myself that I used to consider bad or not good or not beautiful or ugly or whatever. And then learn how to listen and heal little by little with practice.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't happen overnight.
Practice and mindfulness, yeah, all
Yeah.
that good stuff. And I know you've taken your teaching to higher levels in the scope of all of this awareness and growth and all
Mm.
these wonderful things. And I'd love to know what sparked this aspect of your journey, because I know when you and I met way back, let's not talk about how many years ago that was.
I love that time, but still like yesterday. And by the
Right,
way, we're aging backwards, which is amazing.
of course. I love that. And we can still, jam and go out and
Are
do
we
our
going to
thing.
say how we met? Are you going to say how we
Of
met?
course. So
Of
we met
course.
because Brenda is also a salsa instructor. So I think I joined one of your classes, and I don't remember if it was a salsa class or if it was a what was the other class that you taught?
Oh, yes, the divine feminine
Yes, there was a divine
choreography.
feminine. Yeah, they were. I
Yeah.
mean, you've taught quite a few dance classes, and I
Yeah.
know that you kind of incorporated
The
the
heels
word.
class.
The heels class. Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes. I love
Oh
it.
no, we met way before that. We totally met in salsa.
It was salsa class. I know, and I loved
Mhm.
her from the moment I met her. And then how life works. There's no coincidence. So our journeys have actually traveled somewhat parallel, but in different ways.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love that I'm able to witness and be there with you on your journey and
Yeah,
you with me.
back
So
at
here
you.
we are, skipping
Absolutely.
along the way,
Here
holding
we are.
hands, dancing a little salsa.
I
Uh-huh.
know. And then our paths intersect, which is beautiful. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you
So
go, guys. All right. So tell me how this journey was sparked for you. How did you get into meditation? I mean, this is truly transformational work. So I want to know like how you got into it, what pivot points you had, and how you got here.
yeah, excellent question. I love questions. So I was thinking about this recently, and the furthest back, that you look at, I'm able to stand where I am in my life and look back. It's all happening now. The space-time continuum is a concept and it is an illusion and all this and that. We might go there another time.
That's a whole nother can of
It's
worms.
a whole nother can of worms. Um, but looking back, um, everything in your life, everything in my life has prepared me for this journey, has prepared me
We
for
lost
this.
her. I think we
Oh, here
lost you
I
for
am.
a few. There you are.
Ah, damn.
Repeat all what you just said.
S- Um, yeah, my connection, I don't know why it's happening. We've got Mercury screwing around with us
Yeah.
today.
It also says that note that Facebook is currently having performance issues. So there you go.
Oh, well. Hooray.
It's
And
okay.
this is why we have a practice. This is why we practice.
That's right.
So yeah, I was saying that, looking back, you can see when you pay attention how everything in your life, when you're open to seeing this, how everything in your life has prepared you for where you are now. So, and I really believe that. So I was taking inventory recently. And as far back as my childhood, I grew up in a home where the most common phrase was tate quieta, cállate y tate quieta. So
Yes.
I got a lot of training on sitting still and closing my mouth. And then my brother, one of my brothers, I come from a very large family. I'm the youngest of nine.
Wow.
And one of them, Edward, introduced me very early on to supplements and holistic healing. And he actually was an employee of Whole Foods before it was Whole Foods in Texas. And
Wow.
so I had that exposure very, very early on. Now, fast forward to 26 years ago, the first experience that I had ever with meditation or a type of meditation, because there's various types of meditation, was when I was taking birthing classes for my son. My son's 26 now, and I enrolled in a class called, or type of class called Bradley's. And in that class, the focus was our breath, not any specific type of pranayama or
Right.
special breathing, just our natural organic breath and remaining completely calm through the rest of your body and doing that through labor.
Yeah.
So,
Oh man. I'm actually really impressed that they had that 26 years ago because, like,
oh yeah.
I feel like right now people are becoming really familiar. It's out there. People know about it. Maybe the last 10 years has been really in your face, but 26 years ago is impressive, right?
Yeah. I mean, I had a midwife and not doctors. So it was influenced very early on by these holistic practices. And I when I was teaching salsa, my goal was not to have people be me or mimic me. It was to help people find their rhythm. Find, yes, there is an outline and there's a structure, there's choreography, there's choreographed movements so that when you're dancing in partnership, you're not killing each other, you're not stepping all over each other's feet and, you know, elbows in the air and stuff. So you have to follow the choreography. However, within those guidelines, my goal was to always help people find themselves, their whole selves, their true selves, their authentic selves, and then dance from there, letting the music go through them and move them.
I love that.
And so here we are, present day. I'm doing the same thing, different type of movement, adding an emphasis on breath and meditation and asking lots of questions when I'm working
Yeah.
with clients one on one. Ah, it's my favorite thing in the whole world.
It's your purpose, I tell you.
Oh, Lord. Yes,
I
yes,
love it. I
yes,
love
yes.
that. So, why do you think this work is so important and relevant right now?
There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of noise. This is Earth. And so from the beginning of time, Earth has been a noisy place to be. By the way, this is one of my little boys.
What happened to your black kitty?
He's here. He's back
Oh,
here.
oh, there he is.
I found him. He found us
Oh, he rescued
last,
you.
yes, exactly, last August. And
Sweet.
so,
Oh,
yeah,
that's right. He was a kitty. Wasn't he a
he was a
kitty?
baby. He was that big and full of fleas and
Wow.
yeah, and we bottle fed him. He was a little orphan.
Oh
Anyway,
my gosh.
tangent
So
because
cute.
we love our fur babies.
Yes, we do.
So, what the heck was I saying? Where were we?
I was asking you why this is so relevant right now.
Yeah, noisy.
It's
It's
noisy,
so noisy out in the world, right? And
especially in New York, but all the major cities everywhere. It's just noisy. It's
it
true.
is so noisy. And our minds are noisy. It's relevant now more than ever, I think, because we as a whole, humans, we are really craving something different. We're really craving connection. We're really craving upliftment. We really need some upliftment right now. So, through all of that chaos and frenzy and noise, this practice with this practice and a couple, a few others with meditation for me specifically is that you are able, it's more accessible peace and calm and hearing your deep inner wisdom is more accessible when you practice, when you learn how to not quiet the mind. That's the biggest conception or misconception, rather, of meditation that you're able to quiet the mind, like, turn it off. Impossible. That's not the idea. The idea is to calm the mind. So
Right.
there's a difference. The mind will always have chatter. Mind will always try its best to take you into the
I heard it
past.
called the monkey mind, right? The monkey
It's,
mind.
yeah,
It's
the
always
monkey mind is always all over the place, and that's okay. We learn instead of a constant battle with the mind, we learn to sit with it, watch it, observe it, and be like, oh, okay. No, you do your thing. Do your thing. I'm going to be over here. And when you do that over and over and over again, in time with practice, because it doesn't happen overnight, it's like learning a brand
Yeah,
new language, right? In
absolutely.
time, your mind starts to say, okay, well, it's like a puppy that has never ever ever been trained. You keep it you keep it in the little, playpen, and little by little you allow it more freedom, more space. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that. Love that. Okay. I mean, we do need it. It really is just busy and hectic for everyone. And so I was going to say that a lot of the work that you do actually requires a lot of internal mindset, right? Like you
Mhm.
said, not to shut up the mind, but to quiet the mind. So, how can people start to wrap their minds around being more mindful and in the moment and
Mhm.
present? And why do you think it's been so hard?
I think that we have this tendency, we're in a society that I mean, we're rewarded for being go-getters. Just the term itself, go get. It's not here, it's over there somewhere. So you got to
Right.
go get it. You got to go get it over there. When in fact, you will attract it to you the more aligned you are with your true self, with this space right in here. And I believe, Tiani, more than anything, that we are born knowing our purpose. We are born knowing our truth. We are born knowing the secrets of the universe. We are born with this understanding.
Absolutely.
And then we're domesticated, we're conditioned. We
We're
have
earthified.
yeah, we're earthified. We have the human experience, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's why we came here, for the human experience. It's a matter of peeling back the layers and
Right.
remembering and reconnecting to that truth, to our truth, which is connected to the collective truth.
Yeah. I love that. And it's so hard for people to connect to that truth right now. People are so monkey mind oriented, right?
Yeah.
It's
I feel
crazy.
like we've always been that way. All of us, all the time. All of us.
I feel like some people are
From
a little
cave
bit,
people.
but some people I feel are like more predisposed to being more
Yeah.
chill
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
others, right?
Maybe from the outside, who knows what's happening
That's
within their
true.
minds, right? Only
Only
we
you know.
ourselves can tell.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah. So
So it's a work in progress.
it
So
is.
what have you experienced then from the people that you've worked with and doing this work? Like what have been the benefits that people can get from doing this work? And how can we
Biggest,
transition that into like the 2020 in this year? Go ahead. Go.
biggest one, clarity. I rarely hear clients after working with me say, I don't know, I'm not sure. Instead, there's much more clarity. And
Yeah,
when there isn't that crystal clear path, my clients are more willing to say, well, I don't know if this is long term, but for now, this is the right choice. And
right.
feel it, like,
Yes. I love
and
that.
really be able to feel like they're making the right choice for themselves.
I
And
absolutely love that. Yeah.
that's so challenging sometimes when you're stuck in a rut and you are feeling confused and you don't know what direction to go. You know that you're unhappy in your current situation. You know that you want things to be different. Where do you go from that place? Where do you go? And I believe you have the answers. He wants to climb on my keyboard. Cats and keyboards. I believe we all have the answers within us. And again, it's a matter of peeling back the layers, listening to our hearts, listening to our bodies, and really feeling what is most resonating for us
Yeah.
and going in that direction. What gives us life? What lights our fire? What lights us up? And then going in that direction. And it's going to
I love
change. We're
that.
going to evolve. Our desires might shift a little bit. Things happen. What's that meme? The point A to point B is never a straight line. It's like
Right?
all over the place, zigzags
Absolutely.
and spirals and
And if I may, I love what you said about like going inside, because one of the things I've been saying for probably a couple of years now is that people are always trying to not just search for answers outside, but search for gurus outside. And the time for gurus is over, right? Like you are your guru. It's like, what's that movie? Bruce Leroy, You Are the Master.
yes,
You are the
yes.
master. Your answers are inside of you, not out there, not with
Hmm.
anyone. You can learn things like, right? From you, we can learn mindfulness, we can learn tools,
Hmm.
techniques, and maybe we can learn pieces that will help our own clarity. But
Hmm.
really, the work is with us, right?
Absolutely. That's right on point, Tiani, because we know we are born knowing and then we forget. So my tagline on Instagram is you know what you want. You know who you are, you know what you want. I help you remember. And that's truly what
That's lovely.
yeah,
I
that's truly what
love
we do.
that.
That's the work. That's the work. That's the work.
Yeah,
That's getting beyond the shoulds and the shouldn'ts. That's getting beyond what your parents wanted for you. That's getting beyond what you thought you wanted, based on society and culture and TV, you know.
yep.
Um, Getting beyond all of that and coming and returning to you,
To
to
yourself. Yeah,
yourself, to your truth, your power, and your deep inner wisdom, your
love it.
authentic whole self.
Yes. So, what do you tell people now that are struggling, with focus? They fall asleep, they have issues meditating. I can't do this. This isn't for me. What do you say to them?
Yeah, I hear it all. First and foremost, start with 2 minutes. You don't even have to start with 2 minutes. Start with one conscious breath at different times through the day. So you set a little timer on your phone, boom, and you breathe.
I love
That's your meditation for the day. Once you get used to the concept, the idea of doing that throughout the day, then you go to 2 minutes. It takes, so it's supposed to take 2 minutes to brush your teeth, right? You're supposed to brush your teeth for 2 minutes.
that.
So as you're brushing your teeth, be really present with the activity of brushing your teeth. So you're not thinking about what you just saw on TV or the book you read or what you have to do tomorrow when you wake up, how annoyed you are with your partner or your family or your fur babies. No, you become completely present to the weight of the toothpaste in your hand, the tube, your toothbrush. Maybe feel the bristles, maybe smell it. You're using all of your senses to have a full experience. And in doing that, you remain in the present moment. So you watch as the toothpaste comes out of the tube onto your toothbrush and you smell it, touch it. Like you've never ever brushed your teeth before.
I love that.
And
Be
then
like a
take
child,
time.
right?
Yes, yes, yes. It's a beginner mind. It's beginner mind. And then you work up from there. You take it to 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You don't have to sit cross-legged. There are a few different ways that you can sit. The particular type of meditation that I've found a home in is breath meditation. And it's just that it's focusing on your natural breath, it's being with your natural breath as it enters your nostrils to your belly, to your chest, and then reverse out. And I love it because you're breathing already.
Yeah,
It's just, it's happening.
absolutely.
So you can practice anytime, anywhere. No one knows, no one's the wiser. No one knows that you're focusing on your breath. You can meditate standing up. You can meditate while you're walking. You can meditate while you're sitting in a chair. I wouldn't
Absolutely.
You can even be very mindful when you're driving,
Don't
when
close your
you're,
eyes though.
don't close your eyes. Yeah, not recommended. Please don't do that.
So, I mean, you've been doing this for a while. I've also been meditating, and I granted I've been doing it on and off. Now I have a more consistent practice. But when I also had a consistent practice maybe a year ago, I was really good every day, several times a day. I would use it, and you've probably seen some people do this, and maybe you've recommended it between breaks, between like meetings and things like that. So even if you could get like 5 minutes in, it was amazing. And so I would start and to experience things, right? Like it wasn't just meditation anymore. It was like I was getting information. And I know this is getting a little out there for some of you, but like it's what you were saying, like you are your guru, you getting the information from inside, and that's where the answers were coming. Like I would ask
Mhm.
a question before I'd meditate, and by the end of the meditation I had the answer, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what have you experienced and what have you seen other people experience?
Ooh. For me personally, I really have been able to connect to other people on a very, very deep level without even speaking words, just feeling their energy. And we don't even have to visit. A lot of my calls are like this, virtual, because that's the world now. Um, so being able to really feel connected to a person, whether I've just met them or I've known them for years and years, and being able to sort of hear what they're saying, not just through my ears, but through my heart as well. And almost feeling my heart open up as they're telling me their stories and talking to me about what they desire, their heart's desire, and supporting them in that way. And yes, yes, sometimes the messages that we get from ourselves, but it's us, it's us. We're connected, we're tapped in.
Yeah.
So there's no separation. The separation is an illusion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you get little flashes of information. Like when you ask the question, pay attention. Pay attention to the next, not thought, because after you practice for a while, you're able to distinguish mind chatter from your heart,
From inner knowing. Yeah.
from inner knowing, those pictures that come from your heart's desire, and what's in alignment there. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and just clarity. My clients talk about understanding their past, understanding why they are where they are, why they are how they are now, and then making a conscious decision, making those choices, or not making the choices, but being like, I know I can make a choice, but I'm not going to.
Right.
It's totally their prerogative.
Just being
And so,
conscious about it. Yep. I
that
love
awareness, clarity and awareness of yourself, taking responsibility for the energy that you hold within you and what emanates from you.
that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love
And
it.
kindness. There's so many. I can keep going.
Yeah.
Kindness.
Absolutely, because when you're more present, you're more understanding in
Yeah.
some ways
Yeah.
too, right?
And a couple of my clients have experienced weight loss, a couple of pounds, because now they're practicing mindful eating. So instead of emotional eating, where you're not paying attention, your mind is scattered in a million places or worried, and you're just doing this because you need to numb. the experience of all of this information. Now you pause and you say, wow, I have this overwhelming feeling like I want to down, a bag of chocolate chip cookies right now. Is that is that something that I really want to do?
That's
The
great.
answer might be yes. Yeah, fuck it. I'm downing the bag.
Right.
But when you practice mindful eating or mindful snacking, now you're not just throwing everything and stuffing your face. You're taking one cookie, you're looking at it, you're
Right.
savoring it, you're smelling it, you're feeling it in your hand. And just that process in and of itself is going to take a lot longer. And you're going to be like, all right, I'm over the cookies. We're going to put that aside.
They say that after two bites, your mind doesn't know what's happening anyway. So after two
That's
bites, you could
exactly
be
it.
eating 10 or 20 and it's the same, the
Yeah.
same experience.
Yeah.
So this is all really exciting work. I'm a huge fan of meditation, and I think it's becoming a lot more part of our culture. Like I said, I think it's been around for a long time, for probably centuries, but I think it's being part. Like people are more comfortable now saying, "Oh, I meditate," or "I do
Mhm.
yoga," or "I do," like that part of our lives is being a lot more integrated now. So, what makes like I know there's different kinds of meditation. You mentioned that already. So, what's the difference between what you do and then like transcendental meditation and some of the other ones?
Yeah. So there are two lineages. All meditation comes from India, thousands and thousands of years ago. One branch went into the Buddhist lineage, and another broke off and stayed in the Vedic lineage. So Vedic meditation is more vocalized. It's more
Like
mantra.
oming, right?
Yeah, yeah, it could be Om. With transcendental meditation, your your guru gives you a very specific mantra just for you that you are not meant to share with anyone else. And it's a very vocal practice. It's very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. I've
Nice.
practiced not TM, but Vedic meditation, which is very similar. It's almost exactly the same thing. Um, Always forget my mantra. I would have to
That's a
write it
sign
down.
too.
And it's incredibly beautiful because when you're able to open up your throat chakra and give praise or give thanks, when you open up your voice, it's very powerful, very healing, and it puts you in a meditative state when you repeat your mantra over and over and over again. They
Nice.
say that or ah is how life began. So there are some schools that say that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and that's the same lineage that Deepak Chopra is in. So lots of vocalization. Then you have Kundalini meditation or Kundalini yoga, also
Yeah.
Vedic, and that's kriyas. So your breath work, lots of
Yep.
pranayama. You've practiced
Yep.
and you've shared the breath of fire, which is
Yep.
incredibly intense. It's powerful. You just
Yeah.
do it for 3 minutes and you're warm and awake and alert. Everything within you is like on fire, ready, ready,
Yeah.
ready. Beautiful. I practiced. Actually, that's the first yoga that I've ever practiced. Um, and so you're waking up that Kundalini energy in your spine and up to your pineal
Yeah.
gland.
Love it.
That's
One of
the
my
hope. And
favorites.
then the Buddhist tradition is more Zen and Shambhala and insight. So what I'm teaching, where I found a home is Shamatha and Vipassana, and that is being with yourself as you are, just being, simply being. That's the peaceful abiding that all is well. All is well, right here, right now. And then the Vipassana side is how you are interacting and receiving the experience from the world around you. And are you are you leaning on your knee-jerk reaction and going mindless, programming, automatic response, autopilot, and then afterwards you're like, oh damn, I did it again. How did that happen?
Right.
Because you were mindless, and that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. It's part of the process. It's part of the experience of being asleep and then waking up, being asleep, waking up, and sometimes actually falling asleep in your meditation and waking up and being like, okay, there's no need to beat yourself up or feel bad in any way. Your experience is your experience. And with practice, it it shifts, it changes, it grows, and so do you. Um, it's
Absolutely.
not about self-improvement. It's not about making yourself better. It's not about changing like in the that
Yeah.
masculine
It's
sort
more
of
about
like
acceptance, right?
it's about being with what is in this moment as is and just noticing where your mind takes you. Okay, all right, okay, I see you. I see you. Okay, we're gonna come back here. Okay, there, you're taking me here. And then you can take it into a contemplative practice. Like, why am I so focused on this? What does this mean? Is it just this? Can I dig a little deeper? When was the first time that I experienced this? Does it have a color? Does it have a sound? Does it have a fragrance? Bringing
Right.
your senses back into the experience so that you can create space between what your mind is telling you is happening and the peace and stillness within you. There's a space that now you're observing. You are that experience and you are the observer of the experience. Girlfriend is wild.
I know. I love that. I love that aspect. A little bit mystical.
A little bit, a little bit. And then taking it back to the practical side, you sit, you stand, you walk, you count your steps, you count your breath, and you're like, I know
Yeah.
what to do next.
All
This,
right.
these are my priorities. Yeah.
Love it. So, what is your typical practice now? Like, just for yourself and also when times get tough, the shit hits the fan, things like that. Like, what do you do?
I
What's
breathe.
your go-to? Yeah.
I breathe. I breathe that one conscious breath. I have a teacher who would say, feel your feet. So you bring, for me, I bring conscious breath into my body, all the way, all the way, all the way down to my feet. And I stay at my feet for a moment. Just, okay, I'm here. I'm standing. Am I in any immediate danger?
Right.
Chances are I'm not.
Right.
So everything is workable. What
Yeah.
is it, Marie Forleo?
Figure outable.
Everything is figure outable.
I
Yeah.
love when she says that. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
So, what do you recommend for others to do? Just like figure out what is your calling, what practice works best for you, for them to just, be present, but also like, since we're talking about, doing this for 2020 and being more present and mindful to your experience, like, how can we be more present and yet still be practical and get things done and be passionful and like ignite that purpose and that fire?
Yeah. You're not gonna, go to an ashram and live for the rest of your life any, outside of your normal life. If you choose to do that,
More
great.
power to you.
If you have the opportunity to do that, amazing. If that's something that you desire to do, go for it. There's ways to do that. However, if you choose to live here in this place, the the practice of focusing on your breath. Well, first, meditation might not work for you, right? So try a couple of different meditations out. Start with the most easily accessible, like mine.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
Calm.
start with me. And see how it feels. See how it feels. See how it works for you. Are you more calm? Are you more focused? Are you more clear? Can you access the stillness? It's not a magic pill. It's not a one and done type of practice. It's just not. Nothing is, right? None of these practices that we are helping others with is one and done. You're good to go.
Yeah,
Um,
lifelong.
it is. But on the short term, even that one conscious breath 3 times a day, it brings you to this moment. And then you start to see yourself in different ways. You start to experience what is always in your life in a different way. So they say that what what's around you may not necessarily change, but the way that you experience it changes. And so, yeah, start small. Don't try to bite off an hour meditation twice a day, every day. It's going to feel like an impossible reach. So you want to stretch, right? Give yourself little goals. So breathing 3 times a day. I can do that. Before you even get out of bed in the morning, take a moment to be like, I'm alive.
Yeah, if you could throw in some gratitude, even better.
Even better.
Yeah,
That breath is like it's embedded in there. Thank you for this breath. Yes, thank you for this day. And
yeah,
so, where do I go from here? What's next?
I love that.
Yeah.
What you said earlier reminds me of that quote from Wayne Dyer: "When you change the way you look at things, the things you
The
look at
things,
change."
yeah.
So
It's
true.
very, very true. It's
And
very true.
meditation really helps with that. Absolutely.
It can. Yeah.
Yeah. So, being purpose driven, which you are, I consider you a very purpose driven person. You've done so many amazing things. But I think that part of being purpose driven is also continuously educating yourself and growing with it, right? So, what do you do now to continue to foster that, level of growth and personal and also in practice, in your work and things like that? What do you do?
I have mentors. I spend lots of money gladly because I want to support my mentors who share this incredible knowledge. I have teachers. I still go to Sangha. I still connect with my mentor. Um, I still sit in class and listen to Dhamma talks, and I read. I'm up to date with as far as I can be. There's always more. There's always more information.
I
There's always more
know.
information. And so creating that balance between being where you are and then um, seeking a little bit more information and growth, right? And the balance is going to be different for me than it is for you and anyone else. But definitely the way that I continue to expand and stay on top of this field and stay active in this field is by taking courses, going to workshops, reading articles, reading books. I love the co-active leadership courses. I'm signed up, I'm registered to start again just to keep me fresh, just to keep my skills
Love
on
that.
point and up to date with the newest technology and information.
Absolutely. It's
And
important.
sharing like you and I and other leaders in our field, we
Yeah.
collaborate, we share, and we grow together.
I love that.
Yeah.
So Jennifer says, "I got my mind on my mantra and my mantra on my mind."
I love it.
Love
That
that.
is so good. Yeah, I think that is such a powerful practice. It's
Yes.
beautiful. It's
All right.
beautiful.
So before we get into a live meditation, which we're going to do for a few minutes, what's the number one thing that you recommend for people, when they want to find more purpose, more meaning, how can you help them get there?
Understanding that you do have the answers within you. You do, regardless of what you've been told, regardless of what you've heard. There is a small, still voice within you. And with all the noise, it's hard. It's hard to hear because
Right.
media is yelling at you. The voices of your parents are yelling at you. Don't do it. Who do you think you are? Your guilt, all of these, the inner critic is like,
All the programming.
you don't know what you're talking about. Everything is yelling, 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 yelling. And the way to truly connect with your passion and your purpose is first to believe that you already know. The answers are within you. You are creative. You're smart. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It's a mistake. They've misunderstood. They've made mistakes.
Yeah.
And now you can stand in your power and get to know yourself. Get to know yourself intimately. Like, how do I really like my eggs? Do I like my eggs scrambled or sunny side?
Like that movie,
Yes. Was it The Runaway Bride?
Runaway Bride. Yeah. Yes.
That's
I love that
exactly what I'm
movie.
referring to right now, you know?
It's
Because
important.
sometimes we just follow the lead from our childhood, which turns out is influences from our childhood, significant others or elders or whatever the case may be, and you just pause and know that you can do this. You can make the changes that you want to make. You can have the experiences that you want to have. You have the power, you have the courage, you have the strength, you have it all already. You just have to
Absolutely.
believe it and see it, and surround yourself with women who will support you in your endeavors. Surround yourself with women who are going after what they truly desire and who also go to the gym if you want to be fit, or practice yoga if you want to do that type of workout. Whatever it is for you, find your tribe and immerse yourself there. Know you can do it. You
I love
can,
that.
because you
Find
can.
your tribe. That's a
Yeah.
big deal. Finding your
Yes.
people. Yeah. All right. So that said,
Mm.
can you take us through a brief meditation live with those who are on?
Most definitely. Let me get my little.
Take a sip of my tea while you set up.
Yeah, so get yourself comfortable. I'm in a cross-legged position you probably can't see. I was looking through the internet recently and realized that all of the pictures of meditators on the internet have them sitting incorrectly.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So don't sit like this.
Right.
When you sit like this, your weight is on your tailbone, and your lower extremities, your legs, your toes, your feet, everything is going to get numb and it's going to be extremely uncomfortable.
That makes
So,
sense.
whenever you see this, you know that you've got to put cushions in your butt. Sit on cushions if you're going to sit on the floor, or like I am at home on my bed. You can sit on the
So you're
sofa.
like angled down. So that way you're,
Your knees, if you're on the floor or if you're on a flat surface and you're sitting cross legged, your knees should be touching what you're sitting on. So prop yourself up so that your hips are above your knees. That's going to make the experience a lot
That
more
totally makes sense.
sustainable. That's the first and foremost thing. You want to find a posture, a position that you can hold without fidgeting and moving and itching. It's going to be part of the process. Your mind is going to tell you you need to move. This is distractions, distractions, distractions. Totally okay. And you start with, okay,
It's part of the
this
work.
feels good. I like to move the meat from my seat so that your
You can
sit
do this
bones,
standing up too, you guys. I'm
you
standing
can do
up.
it standing up, of course. And if you're sitting, you want to really feel a good connection between your sit bones and whatever you're sitting on. A chair, you can sit in a regular kitchen chair. If you're sitting in a chair, your back is away from, you're not resting or slouching in any way. You want the spine to be upright because there's lots of energy in your spine. And when you start to breathe, that energy is going to start to wake up and move around, or you might feel like it's a little dull and you're falling asleep. No big deal, totally okay. So go ahead and get into a comfortable position, something that you can hold for like 3 minutes. You can choose to close your eyes. You can also choose to practice with your eyes open. And if you practice with your eyes open, just hold a slightly downward gaze, like on the floor, a few feet in front of you. It feels like you're looking through the floor, or like the gaze is very open peripherally. Your hands can be resting at your sides, they can be on your lap, and it's totally up to you. Palm up if you want to receive, palm down if you want to ground. You can also clasp them in your lap. Allow yourself to arrive in this moment and really land in your body. Bring your attention to your feet and just breathe there for a moment. Maybe wiggle your toes. What does it feel like at your feet right now? Is it warm? Is it cool? Bringing your attention up to your ankles, noticing your shins and your calves, noticing your kneecaps, breathing there for a moment. Feeling the weight of your body being supported by the chair or the floor or the cushion beneath you. There's nothing that you need to do in this moment. You are completely supported. Feel the weight of your hands on your lap or at your sides. Feel your arms heavy, pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Noticing your spine full of energy and upright. Allow your jaw to rest in this moment. Feeling all of the muscles throughout your face, your cheekbones, Your forehead, your temples, even your scalp and hair follicles can breathe and relax. Let's take a deep inhalation together and release. Notice where you are feeling the breath more presently in your body. Maybe it's the nostrils or your chest. It might be the belly. And for some of us, it could be the whole body breathing. Allow your attention to rest with your breath. Your mind, if it hasn't already, will pull you away over and over. It's doing exactly what it's meant to do. Anytime that you notice you're caught up in your thoughts, simply say thinking to yourself and return to being with your breath. Simple, not easy. No need to beat yourself up or think that you're doing this wrong. Wherever you are right now in your practice, however you're experiencing it, is just right for you right now. When your mind is really active, it's helpful to say what you're doing, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And we'll take one deep breath together and really sigh it out nice and loud. Ah. And when you're ready, open your eyes and return to the previously scheduled program.
Ooh, I don't know
There you
about you
have it.
guys. I feel so good and at peace. You know, I find myself whenever I meditate, I find myself going like this. It's like my third eye wants to connect, you know,
Yeah,
for
I
some reason.
totally understand that. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, it is. Thank you so much for that. That was beautiful.
You're welcome.
On that lovely note, please let us know how we can work with you and how we can connect with you on Instagram, on any of your social platforms, on your website, and how you work.
Yeah, absolutely. I have lots of ways to work with people. I am mostly on YouTube, 8 a.m. live. I do a 20-minute live meditation. You can find me at Authentic Whole Self, Brenda Ramos Meditation. You will find me. That's every Saturday at 8 a.m. You can catch me live or the replay throughout the day. On Instagram, I'm Brenda Ramos Coaching. On Facebook, I'm Coaching with Brenda Ramos. Do all the searches, Brenda Ramos, coaching and meditation, and you will find me.
I
And
love it.
it's not just about calming and quieting and stillness. It's about creating the balance. So I also have movement programs for women about connecting with your sensuality and your sexiness. And there's meditation there, but it's meditation to help you come
Yeah,
out and shine and shine, shine, shine,
love
shine.
that.
Yes. And of course, AuthenticWholeSelf.com is my website. I've got a digital course Journey to the Center of Your Soul. When you sign up for my newsletter, you get module 1 for free, and you
Beautiful.
also get a short 10-minute meditation right in your inbox every single Monday. So
Beautiful.
lots of
Love
ways,
that.
lots of ways,
Lots of
lots of ways.
goodies.
And
Lots
when you
of
want to work with me one-on-one, reach out. We can arrange that as well.
wonderful. Thank you
Yay,
so much. Any
yay,
final thoughts as
yay.
we close out?
Hold on, let me take my glasses off for
And
this.
thank you all for joining. If you guys have any questions, feel free to post in the comments below. We'll be here all night.
Yeah, yeah. Post questions. I love questions. Reach out to me privately if you'd like, or to Teany directly.
Yeah,
Final thoughts. You know who you are. You know what you want. You do. It is simply a matter of hearing, feeling that deep inner wisdom, remembering, reconnecting, and then fucking living life, in a bold, beautiful, wild way. Whatever it is for you, it will be authentic. It will be you, the true you. It will
yeah.
be beyond what you even can imagine now.
It will be your
Yeah,
authentic whole self.
that's it.
Thank you so much. The light in me honors the light in you. Love you and appreciate you. Thank you for being on the show, and thank you all for joining us as well, and for sharing this beautiful meditation. I do some group meditation work, so like I have like I'll join other people like in group meditation in different parts of the world, and you know what they say that people who hang together, there's
Yes,
more
yes,
power in that.
yes.
So
Absolutely, absolutely.
yeah,
There's more power in numbers.
I think you should do a group meditation. I'm just saying. Just
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm open to it all.
excellent. I love it. All right. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you. And post your comments below. And thank you, Brenda, for joining us. Namaste. And I will see you guys on the Passionful side next time.
See you next time. Thank you, Tiani.
Bye.
Bye.